In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about why most Chinese people sound robotic when they speak English, and I'm gonna give you guys one easy fix. So the first reason has a lot to do with our environment. The environment that we grow up, the school educational system. 应试教育的英文是 examination-oriented education, which literally means you learned English to deal with exams, to survive school, to pass tests, to meet the expectations for your parents, your teachers, for yourself. You weren't taught to use English to communicate, to build connections. So you learned English for exams, not for humans. That's why you sound robotic. And in that learning environment, because I remember back when I was in school, there were 1,000 students just in one grade. That's a lot to survive for. And there was very much lack of element of love. How can you learn a language well and enjoy speaking it if there is no element of love? The second reason is that we were taught wrong back in school by our English teachers. A lot of the pronunciations and the tone and rhythm weren't exactly correct. However, it is not our English teachers' fault because they were just teaching us exactly what they learned from their teachers and they were giving us the best they could. So it is not your fault that you were taught wrong in some areas. However, it is now your responsibility to learn the correct way to speak and become a better conversationalist. The third reason is that our Chinese culture is more reserved, much more modest, and American culture is much more out there. And there isn't like one culture is better than the other. No right or wrong here. It's just that if you want to learn to speak English more like a native, you need to adapt more into their culture. That's gonna make the whole process easier for you. English is a more animated language, and you can sense that from a lot of TV shows or talk shows, movies that you watch. American people are just much more expressive. So you need to adapt English physically through your body. Learn this language through your body, not just mentally. So here's the fix. The opposite of sounding robotic is sounding human. Robots do not have emotions. Humans do. So the solution is adding more human aspects into your daily speech. Start to share more of your perspectives and feelings. I'm gonna give you an example from a small talk. Next time when your colleagues ask you, what'd you do this weekend? Or how's your weekend? Instead of saying, same old, I went hiking. That's a boring answer. You could say, I went hiking as usual. The leaves were so beautiful in the fall and I really enjoyed the sunset. So besides talking about what you did, I went hiking as usual. You also share your perspectives. The leaves were so beautiful in the fall. That's your opinion. And lastly, you share your feelings. I really enjoyed the sunset. This answer is instantly more human than the previous one. It also opens doors for connection and building more conversations.